So this is going to be how to get the living ship in No Man's Sky. The first step is to obtain a living egg. You can either buy it, or if you have someone who can gift it to you, they can. If you want to buy it, you can go to the space anomaly and go to this person here, and you can buy it for some quicksilver. If you haven't got any quicksilver, you can go to the main terminal in the middle of the space anomaly and do some missions, this thing here. Or if you're lucky enough, maybe someone can just gift it to you. So you can see, you can do a mission and get 400, or someone could just gift it to you. People are quite nice on this game, so you might get lucky. So you need to get a void egg first. Once you have the egg, what you want to do is go into space, and you want to activate your pulse drive and just wait a few seconds, and eventually a ship will then contact you, and you just simply want to talk to it, as you can see in the background now. You just want to speak to it, and it will give you coordinates that you'll have to go to. So you can only do this once you have the void egg. So as you can see, it's giving me coordinates. For me, it's in a different system, so I had to travel to a different system. There you go. Travel to it. I'm now entering the system. Once you get there, you'll see it does show an icon, like most missions do. So you just want to go to it. Once you get to the coordinates, you will need to do a bit of travelling, because it won't give you the precise coordinates, it'll just give you a rough estimate. So you'll need to travel a bit with your visor, as you can see, in the direction it points you. Eventually you'll come across a monolith like this, and you want to interact with it. Now once you interact with it, eventually it will come up with a choice, as you'll see in a second. Now if you don't have the requirements, don't worry, just press leave and it will give you the recipe to make it. So there you go, so you need to make that with those ingredients. It will tell you where to collect them as well, so you don't have to do it all by yourself. It will instruct you on where to go, as you'll see in a second. So for me, I had to get the hex site, and it was nearby, so it showed me a waypoint. As you can see, there's a waypoint for the hex site. Ignore my flying. It was by a crashed freighter. So there we go. I'm just going to extract the hex site from this. Now I need you to get that purple stuff. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, but it's the stuff what sentinels tend to drop when you kill them. But I can't be bothered to kill sentinels, so all I'm going to do is do a duplication glitch. I do have a video on this where I go more in depth on how to make like millions of units, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. But you can see a rough like version of it here. Just put refiner, put that inside, destroy the first one, and it's duplicated. So now I have enough of whatever. Again, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. I'm gonna duplicate it one more time just in case. Now I have enough. So now what I need is so to get the Korvax casing, you need to go to a Korvax system, and I recommend going to a trading outpost. So just scan for one on your ship and go to it. I did trying to get it in the space station, but none of the pilots had it. Barely ever. So once you go to the trading outpost and get it, you just construct the item, as you can see what I just did, and it will instruct you to go back to the previous system where you spoke to that monolith. So as you can see, I'm back at the coordinates. It's giving me the waypoint. I'm at this monolith again, going back to speak to it. And there we go. Once you've given it the item, you then get a neural stem, and now you just need to simply wait for this to mature. Now, the bad news for this is that it's not exactly going to be that quick. You'll see in a second that, well, for me, I have to wait quite a while, and there's 4 items you need to get, so this is just 1. So there's another 3 you need to collect. So this isn't something you'll be able to get in a day, just so you know. So as you can see from my neural stem, I have to wait about 20 hours for it to mature. So I'll cut to it once I show you what happens once it matures. So after it's matured, you need to then go back into deep space, do the same things you did before, and the exact same encounter will come up, as you can see what's going on now, and you'll get another mission. Now there's quite a few of these missions, but they're all basically the same thing. You get given coordinates, you go to the monolith, and you build the thing that it needs you to. So as you can see, just like before, gave me coordinates in another system. I found the monolith, and you'll see in a second it will give me another thing I need to create. You can just skip through all this. And here we go, I don't have it, so you just press leave and it will give you the recipe. And then just like before, you just want to make it and give it back. Now here we are. I've made the item, give it back, and then once you've given it back, you need to again wait another 20 hours, so basically another day for this to mature, and then you've got to basically repeat the whole process with another part. So there's a few parts you have to do. I'll just cut to each one so you can see how many you need to get. So I'm back. As you can see, I've got a hardened shell now. I didn't record it because I forgot, but it's literally the exact same as the others. And once that's matured, just like the others, you want to go back into deep space, where you'll encounter the same guy, get the same mission, and do it all over again. This time the monolith does look a bit different. It's this thing. So when you get to location, I mean, there's nothing different in terms of like how to do it. It's always like the exact same. Go to the coordinates it gives you, and then follow the all the direction it points in your analyzer. And here we are. Interact with it, and you'll see the amazing thing we have to do next, which is we have to go and build something again. And you'll see it'll give us a new part for our multi-tool, which we'll need to extract that. Now I'm pretty sure you might get different recipes. This is just what mine are, but it'll always tell you how and where to go to get them. So yeah, just again do the mission, get the item it needs, and then hand it back in. And then once it's handed back in, you want to wait for it to mature, so you have to wait another like 24 hours, and then probably do the same thing again. So I've completed the mission, and as you can see, I'm going to hand it back in now. And as you expected, you now have to wait another whole day for this piece to mature. So see you tomorrow. Right, the final piece is now matured. Now this is the last thing that you should need. So now what you want to do is go back into space, pulse drive into deep space, and you'll get another encounter. This one will give you a different objective this time. So as you can see, you've got the encounter again. Speak to him. And he'll give you a new mission. So what you want to do is check your void egg now, and you'll see these words on it. Now these are coordinates for a glyph. So you want to go to a glyph. If you haven't got one, then you can hand in navigation data at a cartographer at a space station. So you want to take a note of the coordinates you see here. So it's like the hunter and etc. You want to keep note of them. What I'll do is I'll put on screen now the names of each symbol, so you know which one is what. while I'm doing it. So give it a second. So here you go, these are the names of each of the symbols, so check your void egg. And I should also mention that you need to be in the Elucid galaxy, which is the starting galaxy. So if you're already there, then that's fine, but if not, you'll need to find a way to warp back into the starting galaxy and find a glyph there. So yeah, just enter the coordinates what your void egg gives using the image what I had on screen. So go back and pause the video if you still need to, and yeah, go through the portal and I'll tell you what you have to do next. Right, once you go through the portal, you'll have some coordinates to go to, and as you can see, this is a very populated system. A lot of players have been here. So I put my network on, I disabled my network on the settings, just so it doesn't mess up any of the quests, or no one can maybe take my ship, who knows. So I disabled it. So you just want to go to the coordinates and see what happens next. So what the quest is, or this next task is the exact same as all the other ones. You need to land, and then you'll need to use your visor to see what direction you need to go in, and eventually you'll come across a building, as you'll see in a second. So here we go, this is the building. You want to just go inside and go to the terminal. Get rid of the stuff, this goop. Interact with it. And you'll get this, the soul chamber. So what you'll have to do now is there'll be 3 sets of coordinates, so 1 at a time. So again, just like every single task so far, you need to go to a certain set of coordinates and find the soul. Now good thing is they're all in this system, so you don't need to worry about going from system to system. So as you can see here, I have my first set of coordinates there. I need to go over there. Once I've collected that soul, it'll give me another set of coordinates, and you have to do this 3 times. So here we go, I'm landing. And yep, just like the other missions, you land at the approximate location and you have to find the direction you have to go in. When you do find it, it will look like this. Interact with it. And what you'll do is you'll basically collect that soul. So now in the soul chamber it's now at 33%. So that's 1 done, you've got 2 more to do. So now you'll notice that there'll be another set of coordinates to go to on your screen, so go to them. So like I mentioned, here's my next one. Collecting the second one, the exact same way as the previous ones. Landing in the approximate location and just finding which direction to go in until you find it. And finally, the last one. There you go. So that's that task now complete. Now it doesn't exactly tell you what to do next. This just says to return to your own reality, but what I did was I just flew around for a little bit. So as you'll see in a second, what I did, I just went into space and I went into the space station. As you can see here, I'm just going to the space station just to look at it, and this transmission came up. I'm not sure if going to the space station triggers it or if just flying around does, but I went to the space station, that's what happened for me. So now you can actually hatch the egg once you get this transmission. So I stayed in the same system as what I did all these soul collecting in. So now you'll want to go to the coordinates it will give you after that transmission. And once you get there, you should see your living ship. So here's mine. Now of course there's a storm going on, so I'm just going to wait here for a bit until it clears up. Right, it's cleared up, and as you can see, this is my living ship. So you want to interact with it, and now all of those pieces what you collected earlier on is where you now input them into the living ship. So I'll just let it all play out so you can see what happens. And finally the archived souls. And there you go. Once you've done that, your ship, your living ship, is now officially yours. You will need to actually interact with it again and claim it or swap it. So as you can see here, compare. It acts like any other like ship you find randomly. You can either swap it or claim it. So I want to keep my current ship, so I'm just gonna claim it. So it just goes into storage on my freighter. And there you go. You can either get in and fly it now, or just go to your freighter and it will just appear there. If you have a freighter, that is. So here it is. It does look pretty cool though, doesn't it? So now you can get in it, take off and do all your normal business in this game with this ship. And that would be it. So if this was helpful, be sure to leave a like, share it with someone who also needs help, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be.